Turned into a beautiful day, didn't it? I cannot tell you, this is much more of a treat and a high honor for me than you might suspect. I'll get to why in just a moment. But first, let me say good afternoon. Thank you for that wonderful welcome. And before I get started up here, they say in politics, when a lot of people have to speak, that everything's been said. I'm sure you feel that way, but not by me. I want you to look around for a minute. Soak in your moment. You all look great. You're all still smiling. You brought the sun out. Take a look around for a minute at your friends and your family. Say hello and celebrate yourself for just a second. Governor Kucheri, Senator Rhode, Congressman Langevin, so nice to see in this not-so-peaceful election year the Democrats and Republicans can spend some quality time together, rather politely. A special thanks to President Dooley for letting me share what is a most special day for him. The 124th commencement for the University of Rhode Island is the first for its ambitious and energetic new president. I'm especially honored to be in the presence of three other remarkable men and women you have honored here with special honors today. Three very different people, if you saw them stand right here, but three people who share the same gift, the desire to give back and make everything and everyone they touch a little better. We had a great dinner together last night, all of the honorees here, with friends and families and leaders of the URI community. It was very nice to be back here in this beautiful place, and it was nice to make new friends and to be reminded in such a friendly, welcome, vibrant way of what that word, community, really means. Let me also extend my thanks and greetings as well to Provost DeHaze, Judge Caprio, and the Board of Governors, to the faculty, the staff, other members of this campus and this community. But most of all, to you, the class of 2010, and the parents and the families behind all the dreams being launched here today. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me share this memorable day for you. This is your commencement, and as I have realized in recent days, my midlife crisis. It was hard enough to do the math after the university invited me to be here and share a few minutes with you today. I did that math. I realized I graduated 25 years ago. 25 years ago. I really do want to thank the class of 1960 for being here to make me feel a little younger. 25 years ago was before all but a few of you undergraduates celebrating today were born. Just to reinforce this, on Friday I went to Google. Maybe many of you did. It was the celebration of Pac-Man's 30th birthday. Math is not my strong suit. That's why I chose journalism. But if Pac-Man is 30, I am old. I'm still not quite certain why I'm here. Probably because I work in television. And in TV news, the average time you get to speak is 2 minutes. My world's a little different now. I have an hour, 5 nights a week. It's really 43 minutes if you subtract the commercials. No worries. I'd like some of you, especially the younger ones here, to watch every now and then. So I'll try to bribe you with a little brevity, or relative brevity. I stayed in Narragansett last night, and while it has been a long time, too long of a time, what a fun flashback it was driving in from down the line. I saw some of you, I think, way past bedtime. I miss the ocean and the rugged beauty packed into this big little state. I don't give many speeches because I don't think I'm very good at it. Maybe you've noticed that already. So why then is this such a treat for me? Well, like many of you, I am standing here attending my first University of Rhode Island commencement. The program's not wrong. I'm a graduate, a proud graduate of the class of 1985. But I couldn't be here on my special day to receive my degree in person because my dreams, thanks to this place, were launched a few weeks ahead of schedule. I had to work that weekend. So I'm loving this, and I thank you. I had to work because, as the provost noted, I had been offered a full-time job about a month before classes ended. Then, as is the case now, jobs were pretty scarce in my business. many other businesses as well. So I cherished my good fortune. Even though as the new guy at the Providence Bureau of the Associated Press, my job really was to open the bureau at 4 o'clock in the morning, write some stories for morning drive radio, and debate the day's big headlines with the coffee machine. I often say to anyone I meet, I consider myself the luckiest man alive. And I mean it when I say it. But my good fortune that spring, 25 years ago, was not all luck. Like many of you, I came here pretty clueless about what I wanted to do when or if I grew up. For me, that's still an open question. A class right there in that building on the Middle East conflict made me curious about the world. A Shakespeare professor noticed I liked to write. He said, "Why don't you try journalism?" To be honest, those early journalism classes, I didn't find them all that exciting. I had one professor who hardly ever had us open the textbook. Instead, we would sit around and debate current events. Beth Quinn was her name. And I thought, well, she's young, she's new at this, she's just finding her way. I know now how wrong I was. She was testing our curiosity, trying to separate the hunters from the gatherers. There isn't a textbook for that, and she knew it. Beth and the others to whom I'm most grateful for my time here, to whom I owe the most, told me time and time again to go away. They could teach me the basics in class, but they knew they couldn't find out if this was what I was meant to do unless I went out and did it. So they helped me find that first internship at the Associated Press. The first one led to a second one. The second one led to a summer job, and that summer job led to a full-time job offer that kept me from this spectacular ceremony 25 years ago. One of those professors who told me to go away, quite often, is still here, Linda Levitt. And for that wise advice, I'm forever grateful. By the way, Linda has helped me in recent weeks understand just how much this place has changed. In my days, there was no Facebook, no Twitter, no cell phones, or texting, believe it or not, really no internet. To browse required a book, or this thing they call a newspaper. The search engine for us had a fancy name, the library. But for all the change, I suspect our experiences are pretty much alike. If that's the case, in 10 or 15 or yes, even 25 years from your big day, you will, like me, come to a much better understanding of the gifts you're going to leave this place with today. I laugh. Sometimes I cry when I look back at my big turning point here. None of the professors telling me to go away, take those internships, understood how hard a choice it was for me. Like many of you, I had to borrow to pay for school. And on top of that, I needed to work while here to pay the rent and buy my books. The internship, which didn't pay, meant no work-study job, which meant no gas money. This is a small state, but it's still a pretty good walk from Kingston to Providence. I almost said no, because I knew saying yes would mean having to ask my parents for help, for money I knew they didn't have. But no was not an option, not for them, and because it never was for them, not for me. And so the door that was open back then was the beginning of a remarkable journey. It has taken a kid from Dorchester, Massachusetts to all 50 states through 6 campaigns, 2 wars, 8+ years covering the White House, and just shy now of 80 countries, from Russia and China, India and Iraq, in Benin, and to the inauguration of Nelson Mandela. It has been the unexpected ride of a lifetime, and I am in no hurry to get off.